Good afternoon, students. Today we're going to be talking with two teachers and facilitators, Winsome Neal and myself, Daria Cave. So you're now in grade 4, and this class is going to take place in St. Anne's, Jamaica, with the Family and Consumer Management class. Now, we are going to be making some flowers out of recyclable material today. We'll also outline the rationale and thinking process we use in integrating ICT in our classrooms. You'll see in our lesson plan the operationalization of the Assure instructional design model developed by Heinrich, Melinda, Russell, and Smaldino, 1999, as well as technological inclusion. As our selected school is on the TIS, that is the Technology in Schools program, the students are increasingly technologically savvy and are adept at using laptops, smartboards, phones, tablets, and the internet. So an overview of the lesson. The lesson topic is converting waste to treasure. Students learn the outcome. The project-based approach will be used to engage students in creating artificial flowers using recyclable materials. The class consists of 17 girls and 13 boys, so you'll have a good mixture and good interaction. And all of you will be divided into 5 groups of 6 students each. The collaboration now, communication and creativity and critical thinking skills will be utilized by students as you seek to address the problem of converting waste to usable items in an effort to protect our environment. Since a majority of the students are reading below grade 4 level, the incorporation of technology in this lesson is intended to stimulate you, interest you, and make you understand that all learning does not have to be me-centered or teacher-centered or facilitator-centered. It's centered on you. So it's visual, and it's intended to motivate you to produce creative and thoughtful work. So let's go. Now, we know that a lot of you are visual learners. We've incorporated videos here to make the explanations clear, rather than me talking all the time about how to make flowers. You have a blog here as well, and you're exposed to YouTube videos for tutelage. Since you watch and interact with YouTube videos all the time, the technology is not foreign to you. You're engaged in discovery and learning and are much likely to remember the topic for a long, long time. So we're going to be using the Assure model today. It's an instructional design model that has the goal of producing more effective teaching and learning. It's a 6-step process that is intensely accentuated with technology use. So to just tell you a little bit more about the Assure model, it's analyzing our learners, stating our objectives, selecting our instructional methods, media and materials, utilizing appropriate media and materials, requiring learner participation, evaluating, and insisting that we are revising consistently. Now, ICT has transformed the way students look at their education. However, we noted the introduction of various technologies in the classroom needed to be planned and structured to bring a difference in the way our students learn. You will notice that this video here that we are showing you you're seeing a scene of young people in a classroom with the teacher at the blackboard with sums on the blackboard, but they all have their cell phones out, their laptops out, their iPads out, and they're texting, WhatsApping, they're doing all kinds of things except what's on the board. That's not ICT integration. And the intended use of technology in the classroom really is all about making sure that you use all of the resources available to get the learning done, to get the learning done, allow the teacher to get the teaching done. Now, the most important part of the process is us teachers wanting to get you back to being extremely curious about learning. Your captivation with all things technical has facilitated this. Additionally, we as teachers want to be teaching and simultaneously speaking with, getting notes and pointers from colleagues around the world. We want various and differing perspectives on the lessons we are preparing. We want to utilize documentaries and presentations, getting rid of our reliance on textbooks. We think you'll appreciate that. Now, we've decided to use some diverse forms of media in our work. Keeping our students on their toes is something that we like very much. We want you inspired to learn more and motivated to bring more of you and your thinking to the class. So there are many curriculum-based websites we could choose from, and not all cost a lot to access the materials. So some offer free tutorials that you can access. Others offer vocabulary tools and quick lessons applicable in our classrooms. We found we could also use diagrams and games online to explain complex subject matters, even design our workshops to keep our students engaged and interested. We found too that since our students had watched and interacted with technology, the chances were that they would remember the topics for a longer period of time. Technology, in our research, we were saddened to see that many teachers treat ICT as a standalone activity. Rather than integrating it into everything else we do in learning and teaching. Technology is not a subject to be learned by itself. Technology is to facilitate everything else that we do, academic and non, in school. We saw that with these online facilities, we could access lesson plans that were interesting and child-friendly. We can access a plethora of different kinds of movies, spreadsheets, pictures, even quizzes that create well-informed students, interested and engaged. We think teachers ought to use these resources as supportive mechanisms in most every lesson, as it would be better if teachers tried to integrate these online activities, videos, graphs, databases, templates, articles, and presentations in their everyday lesson plans to ensure explanations are clear and interesting. Such resources are easily available on different educational websites and offer a variety of user-friendly levels. All right, so now I want to talk about your participation. Students, we found that you need little encouragement to write online and email your essays and reports and observations and descriptions directly to us. We get that. I mean, you could better your planning and drafting and proofreading and presenting your work if you have a direct access to us, which is great. In this same vein, we found that especially in science and math, you all are able to incorporate ICT strategies to make the most tedious of classes remarkably fun and fascinating. One example we found was instead of drawing the pie and bar charts on the whiteboard to represent and interpret data in math, you could use PowerPoint and Word to explain how these charts work, and you can better explain them to us rather than us to you. Now, you can manipulate and change the variables and values to see how each proportion changes. You can even collect data from your surroundings and represent it on PowerPoint or Word. These techniques will augur well in your lives, assisting you in representing data professionally in colleges, universities, and your workplaces in the long term. So we found that you all were able to use WhatsApp messages, for instance, to assist each other in problem solving, adding to an element of fun and challenge to your lessons. We found that you playing e-games and showing each other how to work out the stated problems, then emailing us your work is really doable, right? So we are evaluating you all the time. You know that. And many of you prefer emailing your assignments to us and not worrying about handwriting, printing, or using an eraser. The autocorrect facility spelling and grammar checks in Word, I know, help you tremendously. Now, ICT strategies, when integrated into the classrooms, add immense value. We know that, to the quality of teaching. Both we, the teacher, and you all say this all the time. And it's making it a holistic learning experience for you and us. Not only does this facilitate education, it makes education more student-driven and centered, but the emphasis on the visual, time-saving, and motivational, young scholars like you produce creative, high-quality assignments. When incorporated into the curriculum systematically, it helps the teachers in making the complicated concepts simple and easy to understand. It gives students an opportunity to become a part of the global IT village, thereby enhancing your technical and communication skills. Very, very important. Our research has led us to understand that technology and its increasing accessibility is having facilitated knowledge creation and sharing from Kathmandu to Caillou, thereby leveling the playing field exponentially. So thank you. Get to work.